Gala Games just posted a so-called pre-proposal of a new reward structure for running Gala Games nodes. So, what is this all about? Running Gala Games nodes rewards you with cryptocurrency daily and gives you a chance at receiving NFTs from games and art from across the Gala Games network. Gala Games posted the article Pre-Proposal, Node Rewards for Network Contributions. What is this proposal? And what does it mean for you? First, a bit of background. The current reward structure for running Gala Games nodes is based on simply running the nodes. The power of the computer or VPS that the node is running on currently does not matter. Each node that is running at least 6 hours a day receives the same reward. For a while now, Gala Games has been working on a new version of the nodes that will do more work and will be rewarded accordingly. These nodes have been referred to as IPFS nodes, or DCDN nodes, or version 2 nodes, and are in pre-release at the time this video was filmed. The pre-proposal that Gala Games published would be based on the new work that the new version of these nodes would provide. What is this proposal? Let's dive in. First, it's important to note that this is just a pre-proposal and may not reflect the final proposal that Gala Games puts forth. Any proposal will be put up for a vote of node operators before any implementation. The proposal is broken into 3 parts, or levels. Level 1 is the reward structure that is currently in place. Level 2 is where things start to change once the new nodes are fully released. And Level 3 is just an idea of what might happen in the future after Level 2 is fully implemented. Let's take a look at each level. Level 1 is what is currently in place today. A little over half of the 50,000 Gala Games Founders nodes have been sold. Therefore, things are still really in the early phases. As it says here, Gala Games has been focusing on facilitating the growth of the node network by encouraging the community to spread the word and bring more people to the Gala Games network. Thus, the primary function of nodes has been to ensure that node operators are active and aware of the importance of being involved in the Gala Games network. This has been accomplished by giving the same 1-point distribution to all node operators who keep their nodes online at least 25% of the time, or 6 hours a day. As Gala Games has been focusing on building the Gala Games node network, referral bonuses have played a big part of Level 1 rewards. There is both a one-time referral bonus and a recurring referral bonus, in addition to the daily points earned for running your nodes. Some people have complained about the referral rewards, saying that they're too much. However, with the implementation of Level 2 rewards, referral rewards will be worth much less in the future. For more information on how the current Level 1 reward system works, check out the video, How Much Gala Crypto Can I Earn?, linked in the upper right. Level 2 is where things change. This is where the Gala Games node network will begin hosting content for the Gala Decentralized Content Delivery Network, or Gala DCDN. It's important to note that these Level 2 rewards will be in addition to the Level 1 reward points. To facilitate the new work that nodes will be doing, Gala Games is implementing minimum machine requirements to earn Level 2 rewards. Note that you can still earn Level 1 rewards if your computer or VPS does not meet these specs. These minimum requirements are similar to some of the preliminary specs that Gala Games has posted earlier, with the minimum requirements being 50 gigabytes of disk space, 4 gigabytes of RAM, 2 CPU cores, and a 10 megabit upload network connection. In addition to these minimum requirements, the new points that will be rewarded for Level 2 will be based on 2 primary calculations: node uptime and node stability. For node uptime, as you remember, in Level 1, you would get your full Level 1 reward for only 6 hours a day of uptime with your node. With Level 2, your points increase with the amount of uptime. So as you can see from this chart, obviously if your node's not online, you don't get any uptime points. With 6 hours of uptime, you would get 2.5 points, 12 hours of uptime, 5 points, 18 hours of uptime, 7.5 points, and a full 24 hours of uptime would earn you 10 points. So a maximum of 10 Level 2 uptime points per day per node. It's important to note that the uptime is not in the 6-hour increments as this chart shows. These are just examples. The actual uptime points will be based on a maximum of 10 points multiplied by the percentage of your uptime your node had that day, and then rounded down to 1/10 of a point. For example, let's say your node was up for 22 hours and 17 minutes today. That means that it was up for 1,337 minutes out of the possible 1,440 minutes in a day, thus 92.8%. When multiplied by the maximum of 10 uptime points and then rounded down to the nearest tenth, your node would receive 9.2 uptime points for that day. The next section is for stability. This chart is a bit more confusing, but basically, the idea behind this is that they want each node to have its own unique IP address that doesn't change. Thus, nodes that are shifting between different IP addresses would be penalized, and nodes that are sharing an IP address or don't have a public IP address would also be penalized. Sharing IP addresses? Shifting addresses? Not public? Huh? If you're running your node on a VPS in which you have a dedicated IP4 address, this is not an issue for you. I don't know about other providers, but all of the Windows VPS configurations on PIVPS come with a dedicated IP4 address. If you're running nodes from home, this is where it could get tricky. Your IP address may not be public, and if you're running multiple nodes at home, they may be sharing the same IP address. On top of that, with the new work that nodes will be performing, they may be using up bandwidth that your household needs for watching Netflix or doing actual work. To be fair, these are just potential issues, and not all home networks will run into these problems. Personally, I run all of my nodes on a VPS, so I don't have to deal with any of that. So in the chart here, it shows qualified nodes 1. So if you had one node running on one IP address for the full 24 hours, then you would get the full 10 stability points for the day. The other options on the chart are showing examples where you have 7 nodes, with the ideal being that you have 7 nodes and 7 IP addresses in order to get the full 10 stability points per node, or 70 points. More IP addresses or less IP addresses would both be penalized. Bottom line, one IP address for each node. So how do these points all add up? They give 2 examples. First, if you have a single node that is up for 24 hours, but does not have a public IP address, you would get a maximum of 11 points. 1 point for level 1 rewards, and then 10 points for level 2 uptime rewards, and 0 level 2 stability points. Therefore, in the same scenario with a publicly available IP address, the max would be 21 points, 1 point for level 1 rewards, 10 points for level 2 uptime rewards, and 10 points for level 2 stability rewards. 21 points! Wow! Before you get too excited, remember how the point system works. The amount of Gala distributed each day is divided by the total number of points earned that day. So if we look at this example, there's 8,561,643 Gala distributed to 11,346 points. Thus, each point would get 754 Gala. But imagine a scenario in where just about half of the nodes were now getting 21 points instead of just 1. Now we would have a total of 124,806 points for that day, but the same amount of Gala. This means that each point now only gets 68 Gala instead of the previous 754. So in this scenario, if you had 21 points, you would be getting 1,428 Gala. So you're still coming out ahead of the old level 1 rewards of 754 Gala. But it wouldn't be 21 times what you were getting before. This also means that the 0.1 referral points now gets 6 Gala instead of the previous 75. And even the 10-point one-time referral bonus is only worth 680 Gala. So you can see how this proposal drastically reduces referral rewards, even though the points earned for referrals does not change. Anyway, back to the proposal. Gala Games then talks about how any fraudulent activity on the node network would be dealt with. And level 3. It's important to note that level 3 is kind of a future phase and is still being planned. The general idea is that nodes will have a set of workloads that node operators can optionally choose for their nodes to provide work for. Each workload will have its own suggested minimum requirements, performance criteria, and associated reward points. These rewards points could fluctuate over time to reward what is needed on the network at any given time. And here Gala Games lists some example workloads. Keep in mind that the actual workloads and rewards associated with them will probably be different than what is listed here. These are just some examples. So you can see here that based on what workloads you will have your node running in the future, you may need to adjust the specs of the VPS or computer that your node is running on accordingly. To summarize, Level 1 is what we have today. Level 2 will be increasing the required specs of the nodes to create a new baseline for version 2 nodes. And Level 3 is where the work that the nodes will be doing will start to differentiate, and thus the maximum number of points per node will begin to differentiate between nodes based on what workloads a node is performing. So what does all this mean for you? First, keep in mind that this is just a proposal. There are no dates for implementation yet, and the proposal may be changed before it's actually put into place. If you're currently running a version 1.0.1 Gala Games node, there's nothing that you need to do immediately. However, once a new reward structure is put into place, you'll probably need to make some changes. This proposal is all based on version 2 of the Gala Games nodes. Currently, version 2 is in pre-release, so obviously this new reward structure could not be put into place until the version 2 nodes are fully released. As discussed in previous videos, the version 2 nodes will require more computing power than the version 1 nodes. This proposal confirms that, with a minimum requirement for level 2 rewards of 50 GB disk space, 4 GB RAM, 2 CPU cores, and a 10 megabit upload network connection. Okay, so what does all this mean for you? Well, technically, you could continue to run your version 1 nodes on a low-end VPS and still get 1 point a day in the distribution. However, when you compare that to the possible 21 points a day with level 2 rewards, it really doesn't make much sense to do so. So what do you need to do to get those 21 points? First, if you're running your node on a VPS, upgrade your VPS to meet at least these minimum requirements. For those of you using PIVPS as your VPS provider, this corresponds to a number 3 Windows VPS. For instructions on how to upgrade, see the video linked in the upper right. Second, you need to be running version 2 of the nodes. Right now, this is only in pre-release and are only available from the links in the Gala Games Discord server. But obviously, they would need to be fully released before any new reward structure would be put into place. When they are fully released, you should be able to upgrade directly from your node. This is an exciting time for the Gala Games node network, and as you can see by this proposal, there's lots of changes coming up. I've put a link to the proposal in the description below. Be sure to subscribe so that you can keep on top of all of these changes. I'll be sure to let you know when any dates are announced, when the proposal goes up for a vote, and any changes to this and future proposals. What do you think of this new proposed reward structure? Let me know in the comments below. Please hit like and subscribe, and I'll see you next time.